All right, ready for a cool story? I'm going to rewind the clock back to 1995, circa 1995 in my life. I am a very devoted fisherman, or angler, as we like to call ourselves, and some of you that know me know that. And I've been into fishing, very heavily since I was about 5 years old, since I was introduced to the sport. And so, back in 1995, when I was 14 years old, I was super passionate about fishing, and I had this idea. I had this entrepreneurial idea. I wanted to start a fishing lure business. As a matter of fact, I got really serious about it and started diligently studying on it and about how I could make that work. I actually ordered this thing called Starting Your Own Fishing Lure Business. I read about it in a magazine, and basically a bait company, I don't even know where they were out of. I think they're out of Arkansas, but a bait company had this idea they could grow their business if they put out this publication on how to start your own fishing lure business. And you can see the copyright on it was 1994. Lake Bait Company in 1994. So this was 1995 that I was ordering this, studying it, and I started putting together a business plan for a fishing lure company. And I got so detailed, and by the way, I spent a lot of time working on it. And so I developed it through 1995, 1996, and in 1996 I came up with a manufacturers and suppliers list for the upcoming year, 1997. So 1997, I present this idea to my dad that I'm going to do this fishing lure business, and I'd actually come up with a manufacturers and suppliers list. I'd actually come up with what I was going to purchase the baits for at wholesale, what I was going to sell them at retail. Interesting fact about that time. I want you to take your memory back to about 1994, 95, 96. What was new to the world back then? At least new to most of us back then. In 1994, there was an interesting little company founded called Netscape. And in 1995, when I got this idea for a fishing lure company, Netscape Navigator was in existence. And I noticed that none of the fishing lure companies, including the big ones like Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, none of them were making any sales online. None of them had any websites. As a matter of fact, if you had an order form, it came from a catalog, and in that order form they had their address and their contact phone number, but no website information. So a unique twist about my idea on a fishing lure company, which I pitched to my dad, was that I could sell online. We wouldn't have to do brick and mortar. I could sell online. I would be the first fishing lure company to be online. I asked my dad for a $10,000 loan. I got turned down. Now, I don't know what would have happened. We'll never know. But had I got that $10,000 loan, I can tell you I would have launched the first online fishing, or I would have launched the first fishing lure website, the first online fishing lure store. I wish I knew what would have happened. So here's my thing for you today. If your kid has an idea, you know what? Even if he'd have just gave me $500, I bet I could have made a go of it. But here's the thing. If your kid has an idea, really think about it. Really entertain it. Kids have the ability to be creative beyond limits because they haven't been so enculturated into our world that they're taught to limit their thinking yet. It's in process because that's the way our social system works. But they are less inhibited as thinkers than we are. Our kids have great, great creative ideas. Yes, Aaron says, absolutely, I agree. So if your kid has an idea, especially an entrepreneurial idea, listen to it. Help them develop it. Help them foster that idea. And even if you don't have the capacity or the ability to help them bring it through to execution, maybe you can think with them and brainstorm with them on it. Now, here's a book recommendation I want to give you. It came from one of my mentors. Ray Higdon had this up on his website a while ago. It's called What Do You Do with an Idea? And it is by Kobi Yamada. What Do You Do with an Idea? By Kobi Yamada. You can get it on Amazon. I think I got it on half.com. Anyway, when Ray recommended that book, I ordered a couple copies of it for me, to read to my kid, and for some of my friends and their kids. So, I just want to encourage you today, if your kid has an idea, listen up, help them grow and develop that idea. If there's a way to make it happen, help them with that, because you never know You never know where it's going to take them. And also, even if they fail, which happens most of the time when we come up with awesome creative ideas, we fail because that's how we learn and that's how we get better. But even if they fail, it will be an outstanding learning experience for them. And it's just something that anytime somebody has an idea, it's always good to at least think about how many $1 million ideas people have probably had before they ever came to existence. I mean, do you really think Edison was the first one to come up with the idea of a light bulb? I doubt it. He's just the only one that was willing to stick with it and develop the idea until it came through. Do you think Steve Jobs was the first one to think of a company like Apple? I doubt it. I bet there were other people that thought of stuff like that, but they didn't see it through. Maybe they didn't get the support. Maybe they didn't see it through. But my point being, a lot of people have multi-million-dollar ideas, super successful ideas, ideas that will change the world, but they never act on them. So make sure, if you have an idea, if your kid has an idea, follow through on it, develop it, see where it'll go. You just never know.